Hey guys, right here. Back with more vengeance. Going to play on board F this time. Which, I think, from what I've heard, or at least seen people type, kind of on the Spirit Island Discord, many people don't like board F for vengeance. But I actually think it's one of the best boards. It has the quad adjacency to the jungle wetlands, so it kind of enables a lot of like range 1 blight removals and sacred site play if you make your sacred site in land 4. And land 5, as long as you grow into that, it gives you kind of access to the rest of the board. So we do get mountain wetlands. Again, we are starting bottom basically into Prussia for the most part, because we need to ping an explorer, usually in a lot of back-to-back situations because of this stage 3. We don't really do this into every adversary. But let's see what we get as our draft this time. Ooh, this is kind of interesting. So we have battery. We have Sacred Site defend. Blight removal and aquifers. Aquifers isn't super great into this matchup in particular. Mostly because we're trying to reduce the amount of blight we're taking. So I'm going to grab Guardian Serpents. Also not really the best pick here, I think. So here I really just want access to kind of everything else. But I also want to be in like a pretty good position. I think we can take... Because I can either Sacred Site stack in 7 or Sacred Site stack in 6. This kind of has to be pretty flexible presence. I guess 2 is not bad. Though if I want a Sacred Site further, I have to think about the Guardian Serpents pick that I took, so I'm probably just going to do 5. Good. And of course we're going to play these this turn. And I'm going to clear out land 4 instead of being greedy, because if we get mountains again, then it's going to have 2 explorers and a town, and the turn 2 Fiery Vengeance doesn't cover that. So that's why we cover that right now. Okay, let's put this in line 2 because it's still available. And don't love putting disease in lands with you know, the Han. Gotta do what we gotta do. Grim Toltec can hit this town. I can also hit the city. So. Really want the disease in 3. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna cover... So skip next turn. I could, if I take white into 7, I can move it into 8 and then skip next turn and get 3, but yeah, layout's kind of interesting here. Hmm. Yeah, it's okay. Let's do. So I want to dedicate my Plague Bearers to something else here. I don't want to use it on land 1, even though it would be a little bit greedy to get that fear. So instead I'm going, because I have the capability to, I'm going to just ping that and cover this. That way I can move 7 into land 8. Oh man. Sure. Because if wetlands comes up here, it's kind of bad. We don't want 2 really built up lands. Okay, so I can just defend that 6 again. And it's not going to come up on the stage 2, so I can save Fiery for that as well. Mountains are covered, so we get a free turn here. So it could be strong to kind of just reclaim, but I think we actually have the opportunity. Whoops. We can save a blight by doing that. We have the opportunity to just get early major. Let's see what we can dig out. Oh, this is great. So we get settle. Rid of fetid. We don't need to be in there actually. We need to. So now we can start drafting, like, I think 1 more plant, and we have access to this. But we want to cover being in 3 now, so settle's a great way to have that covered. Yeah. So we'll just skip that for this turn, and reclaim, and try to scale to 3 plays. Cool. I'm going to add it to... I mean, this cover is kind of an edge case, but I'm not too... of like increasing aggression and stuff. Let's just throw it in here to cover for the defend case. Could also be wetlands. So wetlands, jungles, or coasts. I mean, it would make sense to probably just adjust and throw it into here. I could save this with Plague Bearers if it comes up, and then I'll just deal with this. Otherwise, yeah, makes sense. Got some more miners. That's awesome. So we got Ellie Boon. We also have BR. Very, very flexible choices here. Let's take a look at what we want to play. So if we do the Guardian Serpents this turn, we can do it with something else in order to ping, get Epidemics, and that allows us to Oh, sorry, we can't do Guardian Serpents in here. So we kind of have to do Fiery. We'll do Fiery and Plague Bearers. This allows us to kind of solve for 2, even if it explores again here. And it allows us to get the disease into 3, so we can start skipping that. Which means Presence probably should have been in 2 for... But I'll be able to clear that eventually. It needs to have plant and animal to be settle threshold. I mean, I think I could get away. Yeah, so like Voracious Growth is super good into this. If I had a Sacred Site on land 4 and I just did that, I would probably take that if Ellie Boon wasn't in the pickup for the settle. But we have this option available to us, so I'm going to take it. Cool. This, I wanted to account for this, so I did get the Guardian Serpents, which has the Sun Moon as well, to cover for, you know, missionaries and new species. So I do actually have a little bit of an energy surplus, so I can kind of keep that power with a discard. My presence is a little bit more valuable because I settle into hunting grounds, so I don't really like using Guardian Serpents with it, but discard +1 energy. I'm at 5 right now, so I'll play out 4, and I still have 3 card plays, which I don't even get next turn, so that's kind of fine. So if I do 2 plays, and then I already get a card, and then grow to 3 plays, I would have 3 plays the following turn. I don't have that if I discard Guardian Serpents or forget Guardian Serpents. So I think it's mostly just buffer and then get the 3 plays as best as I can. And probably leverage with majors. Let's pay the cost. We do get 3 every turn, so even if I'm at 4, I'm at 7 next turn, and 8 with G3. 7, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it only costs 6. 1 energy may be the death of me. 1 energy is pretty important. Let's keep it around. And nice, we get the disease in there, so I actually don't have to Plague Bearers that. That's kind of funny. I don't know if I let this build. It's kind of risky because Sands could absolutely come up next. So I think I should just allow it. Yeah, I don't allow that. Yep. As expected there. So let's see what we can do here. We can absolutely threshold this. And it would be 2... Get the water. So that's 2... So I have to calculate this, actually. So, because that's Beasts and Badlands, if I put another Presence in there, that's 3 Badlands. So I get 5 damage, plus Epidemics. Epidemics will be 2. 3, 4, 5 damage again. It goes 10 damage. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 damage kills that. So I only need one presence in there, which is great. So we're going to put the other one in 5 because we still have Guardian Serpents, which can cover land 5 next turn. And then probably have to take a Blade in 8 in the future. And we can kind of like deal with 2 somehow. Maybe take a Blight there. We'll see. Means I kind of should just place in there. Because I just need to be in all the lands with all the cities for the most part. I think if I don't let 5 through, or if it clears itself somehow... I'm gonna have to place another presence at least. Yeah, so we'll get time to clear those out. Yep. I don't think I need any more powers aside from Reclaim. So if I'm gonna do another G2 again when I get... Yeah, I mean, if Mountains comes up, I just don't want that to happen, but... Coast is already kind of... I mean, Jungles is already kind of screwed because of that. Oop. I think the town could just, like, get destroyed if I put it in this, though. I don't think it's smart to, though. Especially if that shows up. I want the extra energy. Because I'm going to just G2 for the 3 plays anyway. Just because the Settle presence is so valuable. Oh, I don't have the 3 plays here. Okay. I see. It's okay. We just put that in there for the disease. So if I minus 2 off of it, it's 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I actually don't need the presence in here. Yeah, we'll definitely take a Blight on 2. Yeah, it's just energy buffer to pay for stuff. Oh, yeah. That also gives me only tier 1. I think we do need the presence in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Versus 7. Yeah, so it needs to be in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sure. Go with that. Wait, no epidemics? Yeah. He's already building a city. Hmm. And this also is too, so it's not really a big deal. This I just need continual prevention. Second city in here is not a big deal, so a third one will be. So if I let that come up, that's fine. So this is just always energy. I get to kill the town. That's great. Bad at city, so skips the build, keeps my disease, which is great. Ooh, I get to kill that city too. 1 damage per strife it has. Nice! City prevention. Great. Get rid of that first. That's fun. We're gonna stop that. We're gonna stop that as well, to be honest. Keep the cities down, because we just need to get to Terra 3 here. Down those mountains. Yep. Makes sense. This. We can defend. No, we can't defend that. Which is fine. I can fiery that. If I really want to. I can just nuke that. And we'll take one more blade here. It's not building, thankfully, so. Oh, this wipes this, though. We'll just rely on the fear cards for that. Or that. Getting ahead and dealing with this and making sure the cities don't come up is kind of the priority, because then I can just win. So I want to kind of play into that. Because the Terra 3 is the win condition right now. So I think that's my best chances. I'll take one more blight for it, but... Ooh. What do we got on here? And then with blight to and then without blight. Almost Sands Ravaging. Okay, that can go there. Can go there. Beast. Or town from a beast disease or 2 to Han. Hmm. I mean, I want that to come up. Oh, I guess that's it. That doesn't really stop anything. Because I mean, next turn is basically just growing and kind of like nuke and kill some of this. That's kind of white. A 2 blight for this. Hmm. This Ravages, so it just loses it as well. The diaspora. Oh yeah, no city here, which is great. Just from that, but... a little unlucky on that last Ravage, but it's okay. That's how it goes sometimes. Pretty clean win. But had to take extra 2 blight because of that diaspora. Played a little bit greedy, because I could have covered it with the sap. And even if I did, I think I could have probably gotten rid of that town by pushing the beast into that land from the event, and then the beast would have removed the town from there anyway. And I think even with that, I could have actually used Settle in that land to kill the city, and then I could have used Epidemics in here to do 4 damage and just kill the city as well. So it was unfortunately, yeah, I made kind of the wrong play of using that fiery in fear of that city build, because I could have taken care of 2 lands of cities on that turn. So I didn't need to take that extra 1 blight in the jungle. Which kind of goes to show you that Vengeance can really be well equipped to deal with multiple city lands, even in the late game, you just kind of have to think about it 1 to 2 turns in advance. Like how I was planning around those diseases in 3, like, oh, take the blight there, get the disease, stop the build. Of course, you know, events can prevent that and cause kind of like mayhem in different ways. But then you kind of play around like epidemics to ping that, because like, oh yeah, you know, you still have the disease, so 2 disease and a blight is, you know, 3 damage on tier 1 epidemics to ping the city there. The better play would have probably been to do the sap. Granted, we had blight pool, so you know anybody could kind of excuse it as, you know, you had, you know, blight resources to, you know, take advantage of and play a little bit more greedy. But in the goal of trying to reduce the blight, sap probably was the correct play, to just add that extra coverage in case some nonsense happened there, because we ultimately were able to deal with both that mountain and sands the following turn. But that's how it goes sometimes. Took the extra blight, played a little bit greedy, thought the events and the fear card, 2 fear cards would handle it. You know, it did have 2 explorers only, so I wasn't thinking too much about the diaspora case. But it is worth paying attention to, like when diaspora can come up. And it's always good to like leave explorers around, you know, for that, just to like throw them everywhere. But I was right in that the fear card would have taken care of it if it was just 2 explorers. We got the strife in a land with 2 or more invaders, so I mean, I did call one thing, but the event got me. So fun game nonetheless. Really cool to see Settle in play, so hopefully people appreciate that. Thanks for watching.